Hello and welcome to my channel to plan for. My name is Marguerite, and on this channel I talk about analog planning, journaling, and all the tools that make writing more enjoyable, especially fountain pens and inks. This is the fourth installment in my ink exploration series. In this series I take a look at the different properties of fountain pen inks with a special focus on writing samples in fountain pens, because that's what I use my inks mainly for. What we will be doing is swatch an ink, take a look at the properties, and then we are going to take a look at writing samples from 3 pens on 3 different paper types. Today I want to take a look at the Pelikan ink Golden Lapis from the Edelstein series. So originally I had planned to do a video about Colorverse Erebus Creator, but that's a gray ink, and when I planned to do this video it was still winter, and there a gray ink seemed quite fitting. But now we are already in spring and I didn't feel like playing around with the gray ink. I wanted something bright and reminding me that summer is around the corner, so that's why I chose this ink. So as I said, it's from the brand Pelikan. It's part of the Edelstein series, or Edelstein, which means gemstone. And so the name Golden Lapis is fitting because, I mean, lapis is this blue gemstone, like this. It seems like golden shimmer in it sometimes. So the ink comes in this box where it is well protected. Let's get it out of there. So this is a shimmer ink with a lot of shimmer. See that here at the bottom. Here it looks kind of green goldish. And so then let's shake it up so we can get a proper ink swatch. This for the moment out of the way. So currently, as I'm only swatching the ink, I'm not too much worried about bubbles. So really only want to get the shimmer fully dispersed in the ink. So let's have a look at the ink. I think for me, this is summer holiday ocean color. So this deep, deep blue, and once the ink is dry, we will see the golden shimmer. It reminds me just of the sun shining on the ocean, and like this golden shimmer the ocean sometimes has when on a really sunny day. So that's what I think of when I look at this ink. Regarding the ink properties, it is definitely a shimmer ink. Lots of shimmer, shimmer bomb. I don't see really shading in this ink. So no sheen. Well, I mean, you kind of could, but in writing I never see any sheen. Shimmer we have no duochrome, multichrome, nothing. And I have a full bottle of this one. And for the water resistance, we will have a look in a minute. we will let this dry to make it fair. And then let's see how water resistant this ink is. So by now the ink is dry and we can make a water resistance test. By the way, this ink swatch is on Tomoe River paper 68 GSM. And let's see what happens if we put a few drops of water on here. Maybe one more drop. Okay, let's soak in a little bit. But for the moment it doesn't look too bad. Let's see what remains. So, certainly ink is coming off, but I think if you get water on your writing, you still would be, first of all, be able to recover the writing, and it wouldn't be completely ruined. So I would give this maybe a 2.5 water resistance. I mean, obviously it's no waterproof ink, but it doesn't do too bad. Now, let me get writing samples here on this page, and then I will show you also writing samples on other paper types. Okay, we have now our 3 writing samples, and let me just show you a little bit closer. So I think what's very interesting, those 3 writing samples, in each of them I look at a different ink, which is very funny. So this one looks a lot darker than this one. Also, I was very surprised how well this ink works in the Pilot Kakuno, as it really has a lot of shimmer, but it didn't clog up the pen at all. In comparison with my TWSBI Eco, I had some trouble. It clogged up the feed twice, or the nib twice. I don't know, maybe I just inked them up unevenly, that the TWSBI Eco got more of the shimmer particles, and that's why I had trouble. I don't know. But with the other 2 pens, it was fine. The TWSBI Eco gave me trouble. And the 3rd writing sample with the Lamy Safari with the broad nib. Again, it looks like a completely different ink. I have to say, when I use shimmer ink, I don't rotate or don't agitate my pens. I just write. So that means the shimmer comes out unevenly, usually at the beginning. We will see that later on with the longer writing samples. This ink has a lot more shimmer, and the longer you write, the more subtle the shimmer becomes. But actually, I think I like this ink even better when it has a little less shimmer. So that's this here. Now let's take a look at the writing samples in my 3 different notebooks. So first we have here, let's put this to the side, an Archer and Olive notebook with their 160 GSM paper, which is okay for fountain pens. Not the best, but definitely acceptable. So we have here, starting with the Lamy Safari with the broad nib. Again, a lot of shimmer in here, but as you see, it gets less as I write. Then the TWSBI Eco with the medium nib. Not so much shimmer, but after it clogs up the nib twice, I tried to get less shimmer when I inked it up. So it's not completely fair, this comparison. But yeah, I just needed it to get working. And then down here we have the Pilot Kakuno. Again, more shimmer at the beginning, and then it gets less. On the other side, I have a writing sample in my Pelikan M809, and that's actually where I currently have this ink inked up in my current rotation. And usually when I make writing samples like this, I don't write the full page at once. And I think you can see pretty well where I picked up writing every time. So obviously I wrote this first paragraph in one sitting. And then again, here we have a stronger shimmer area. So I think I wrote this in a second sitting. So that's what I meant with it's whenever you start writing, it has a lot of shimmer and then it gets less and less. But I do like this more subtle shimmer, which is still there after the first few lines. And actually when I inked up my Pelikan M809, I tried to get less shimmer because I didn't want it like this with where it's more golden actually than blue. So I just shook the bottle a little bit, tried to have only the shimmer partially dispersed in the ink, and then I inked up my pen so to get a a medium shimmer effect. And that's actually something I do quite often with my shimmer inks, because I do like shimmer, but often they have too much shimmer for me. So those are the writing samples with the different pens in my Archer and Olive notebook. So, next, we have a Rhodia notebook. And here again, we have a writing sample with the Lamy Safari with a broad nib. Here, then TWSBI Eco with a medium nib. And down here, the Pilot Kakuno. I think I like this ink better on white paper. Then the blue is a bit more shiny. This is a cream paper, and let me just compare it here. I think for me this works on white paper better. But yeah, it's just a personal preference. Now, for my third writing sample, I have again my Goodinkpressions notebook. This is a 52 GSM white Tomoe River paper, so not unlikely to this one here. It's just, this is 68 and that's 52. And again, starting with the Lamy Safari with the broad nib, then continuing with the TWSBI Eco with the medium nib, and finally the Pilot Kakuno with the fine nib. Again, let's compare this here. I also, in this scenario, I do prefer the white paper. It looks nicer for me. Pen-wise, I was super positively surprised by this ink when I inked it up in my Pelikan M809. I actually did this ink exploration before I inked it up in that pen, and one of the reasons why I did this is because I just wanted to see, okay, how does this ink work in different nibs? And yeah, I don't know why, but in fine it worked well. In the medium, nah, but in broad again, it was good. So I think I might have gotten too much shimmer with my TWSBI Eco because it doesn't make sense. And TWSBI Ecos are usually good with shimmer inks, so I don't know why this one gave me trouble. So I did this ink exploration writing samples just to see how it would work in my different nib sizes, and because I was at the beginning a bit hesitant if it would be a good idea to put a shimmer ink first of all in such an expensive pen. The Pelikan 809 is certainly not a cheap pen, and I was also not sure if it would clog up the feed or not. But surprisingly, and maybe that's because Pelikan pen with Pelikan ink, I don't know, this works so well, this combination. I have almost written my Pelikan pen dry, but I'm pretty sure I will ink it up a second time with this ink. I really, really enjoy this combination. Maybe I have a few more writing samples in other notebooks. Let me see, that is a Clairefontaine. Yeah, again, here, the Safari with the broad nib, TWSBI Eco medium nib, and the Pilot Kakuno with the fine nib. Everything good here. do we have? Yes, I think we, yeah, this page was completely written with my Pelikan with the TWSBI Eco. I just think on the white Tomoe River paper, this ink looks so beautiful. It's, as I already said, it's for me, it's a summer ink. Summer, and I immediately want to go to the ocean and yeah, get my beach towel ready. And just for the final writing sample, this is a Leuchtturm notebook. And here, again, with the TWSBI Eco, I tried this medium nib on different papers because I just wanted to see how this performs on different paper types. But my personal preference is definitely the Pelikan ink and the Pelikan pen. Okay, so before we finish this ink exploration, I want to see if I have other similar inks. I certainly have no ink that has this golden shimmer with the blue, but I might have something just with this blue base color that is similar. So I think the closest thing I could come up with is Pilot Asagao, but closest thing, it's so far off. Nope, I have to say I have nothing remotely similar, which is great because, yeah, meaning less ink duplicates. And yeah, I'm really happy with this ink. I'm very much enjoying it at this moment, and I can't wait for summer. It's for me the perfect ink for this time in the year. Then thank you very much, and hope you stop by again for my next ink exploration. I think next I will do an ink exploration for the dominant industry ink Cherishment. See you soon. Have a good day. Bye.